This video will provide a walkthrough of the Verbally Plus AAC application. It's important to note that at the time of this video, the Verbally Plus app was running software version 2.4.1 and running on an iPad Pro 4th generation. In addition, at the time of this video, there were two versions of Verbally available: Verbally free with in-app purchase options and Verbally Plus with a one-time cost of $99. Both were available on the Apple App Store and not available on the Google Play Store. The first part of this video will review the Verbally Plus home screen layout. The second will review how to form a message. The third will cover the Verbally Plus settings. The fourth will review the Verbally Plus favorites section. The fifth part of the video will cover the Verbally Plus history section. The last part of the video will provide additional resources for the Verbally Plus application. We'll now review the Verbally Plus home screen layout. Before we begin, it's important to note that the Verbally app can only be used in landscape/horizontal view. Outlined in red is the word section, which is auto-populated with commonly used words in everyday conversations. The yes/no options outlined in red provide the communicator with a quick and easy way to answer questions. The Favorites tab is where there are multiple preset custom messages saved by the communicator that are organized into different categories. The History tab keeps record of all the content spoken in the message window. In the upper right corner, you can access the Verbally settings, which will be reviewed later in this video. Also located in the upper right corner is the Help icon, where you can access more resources to further explore the Verbally application. Outlined in red is the message window, which will be demonstrated later on in this video. To the right of the message window are the four action icons. The X outlined in red clears the content in the message window. This will be demonstrated in the following clip. The icon outlined in red allows the communicator to share the contents of the message window via email, which will be demonstrated in the following clip. The icon with the left-facing arrow with an X inside clears one word in the message window at a time. This will be demonstrated in the following clip. The plus icon allows you to save the content in the message window to your favorites. This action will be demonstrated in the following clip. Outlined in red is the prediction bar, which constantly updates based on the text being placed in the message window. The following clip will demonstrate the prediction bar in action. Outlined in red is the app's built-in keyboard. It's also important to note that the app also supports the use of an external keyboard. When the Speak Each Word button is activated, each word in the message window is individually read aloud in a synthetic voice as a message or phrase is being created. The following clip will demonstrate this function.
This is an example.
The Speak button reads aloud the content in the message window in a synthetic voice. The following clip will demonstrate this function.
This is an example.
The Repeat button, upon activation, will speak aloud, in a synthetic voice, the most recent message or phrase from the message window. The following clip will demonstrate this action.
This is an example. This is an example.
The bell icon in the bottom right corner plays a short tune to alert the communication partner. The following clip will demonstrate this function. The video will now review the different ways to form a message. The first way to create a message in the Verbally Plus app is to use the on-screen or an external keyboard to type out a message or phrase. The second way to craft a message or phrase is to use the word bank provided above the message window. A third way to create a message or phrase is to use a combination of one's preset custom favorites and the use of the on-screen or external keyboard. Another way to compose a message is to go to your favorites and then select a preset custom message. Another method of creating a message is to use both the on-screen keyboard or an external keyboard and the word prediction bank located to the right of the message window. Lastly, another way to create a message is by using the word bank located to the right of the message window, which is capable of learned word prediction based on pattern of usage. What this means is that over time, as the communicator continues to create messages and phrases, the word bank will be able to better predict what they're trying to say and will help improve communication efficiency. The video will now review the Verbally Plus settings. The settings can be located in the top right corner. The voice setting will now be reviewed, which is outlined in red. Shown in the upper right corner of the screen, you can see the different synthetic voice options. Selecting the play button next to the voice's name provides a preview of the synthetic voice. The following clip will demonstrate this action.
This is a sample of Rosie's voice.
This is a sample of Dave's voice.
You can select the desired voice by either using an external mouse or your finger. Tapping the pencil icon to the left of the play button allows you to adjust the synthetic voice settings. Here, you can adjust the voice's pitch, the rate of speech, and the volume. When adjusting the voice's settings, you can select Preview to sample the voice with the desired settings. When you've finished making these changes, click on the Save Changes button on the lower right corner. The keyboard setting provides communicators with 3 different keyboard options. The prediction setting provides the user with the option to import their contacts. This option states that importing contacts can help predictions with names, cities, and organizations. Steady hands is a setting that can help users who have a difficult time with fine motor movements and control with their hands. A more detailed description of this setting can be found in the upper right corner. This setting will be demonstrated in the following clip. The steady hands setting makes it so that the key or letter that the communicator wants to activate does not initiate until their hand or external mouse releases or lifts from the screen. The About Verbally setting provides the communicator with more information about the Verbally organization. The Love Verbally and Rate It setting brings the user to the App Store to leave an app review. The Help icon located to the right of the setting icon provides the user with 2 different options. The View Help option provides the user with an on-screen layout and diagram of the different icons. The Send Feedback and Questions option automatically brings up an email where you can provide suggestions, feedback, and comment to the developers of the Verbally Plus application. The Verbally Plus Favorites section will now be reviewed. Selecting the Favorites tab in the upper left corner brings up the communicator's categories and their respective favorite messages and phrases. It's important to note that the category highlighted in orange is the category whose phrases and messages are displayed to the right. The communicator can toggle between their different categories using their finger or an external mouse. The communicator's categories can be edited by selecting the Edit button in the upper right corner of the Categories section. The editing page provides the communicator with directions of how to edit their custom categories. To edit the favorites of one's categories, go to the top right corner and select Edit. From there, select Edit Favorites, and then a pop-up window will provide the communicator with the directions of how to edit their favorites. To rearrange the order of one's favorites, go to the top right corner, select Edit, and then select Move Favorites. From there, the pop-up windows will provide the communicator with instructions on how to move and rearrange their favorites. The Verbally Plus History section will now be reviewed. The History tab, located in the top left corner and outlined in red, provides the communicator with a few different options. The Select All tab will highlight and activate all of the messages in the History window. The Delete Selected tab will delete any messages highlighted in the History window. Lastly, it's important to note that the communicator has the choice to either have their message window history saved and recorded or to not be saved at all. The tracking history can be turned on or off by toggling the switch to the left and right. Additional resources will be provided in the following slide.